Yep, the big Hawaiian against the Novocastrian. You know, goofy foot against regular foot, similar sized beings, both very powerful. So this is a great matchup. I feel like it's going to be about barrel riding so far. We've seen that in the vibe of this first heat of the day of round of 16. So I feel like that's the case. So it almost gives Zeke a little bit of advantage on his forehand, but we will see, because you know that Ryan Callinan, very capable of getting into the barrel and surfing very well here, considering he has made the final.
Morning. Oh, I'm really good, actually. Just down there, was checking out all the surfboards and everything that's happening down in the competitors area, and well, it feels like it should feel nice and cold in the morning here in France, and that's what we want. Some offshore winds and some pumping swell. This is what we came for. Kind of push him around out there.
Ryan Callinan and the fins just drift there on this replay, Pete.
Really late on the drop. We touched on this is a round that he has not been able to get through. So that right there, again, perfect heat happening for him, right? 717, the 633. Oh, he fell on the end of it. Nope, doesn't even matter. This is actually feels like could be better than the 717.
Ryan Callinan on the backhand in the non-priority heat. Just a little hooking turn just to feel out the board. Peter, you talked about the coefficient, though. There's potential for giant tides here in France, but not as severe today as they were in the past.
Yeah, but more severe than we've had in this waiting period. So it is getting a bigger gap now. The gap between tides, that's what the coefficient is.
You can see some warble on the face here, but Ezekiel Lau is going to surf through it, swinging through that second turn and managing the warble, managing the backwash. Ezekiel Lau.
Warm up, and here is Zeke's wave, Pete.
Look at just all of that crease coming across the face of it. Having to read that and actually execute maneuvers like that with all of that bump on the wave. Very nice from Zeke. He looks like he's on point this morning. Board looks good under his feet. You talk about the happy and good waves. That thing gripped right to his feet, especially in a wave like this.
Look at this timing with that warble, with that backwash. Beautiful turn there.
This is the first performance wave we've seen. You know, smaller wave. We'll see where this factors in. I like it. It wasn't easy what he did.
Replay of Ryan Callinan's wave. Got himself a little tube time and then went to work in the lip.
We just went under 9 minutes in that priority heat. Strider, things are starting to get tense for number 3 in the world, Jordy Smith. Ferreira, who will be surfing later on today. So Jordy wants to stay in that number 3 position, maybe even gain a little bit of ground, because Felipe Toledo's already out of competition. Arcal on the backhand, beautiful hook, 2-2 combo. Shut door, though, is just going to get credit for that backhand hook.
This is like probably... This is a world title heat right here for Jordy Smith. A little deceiving out there because of how offshore it is.
Ryan Callinan on the backhand again. Master of that beautiful backhand hook. Pulls in the barrel and comes out. Ryan Callinan follows up with another bank on the backhand. That's got to feel good for Arcal.
That was sick. You know, you get that combination together with the breeze, holding the wave open, but look at the crease in the corner that happens as he gets into this section.
Just bango, bingo, and then finishes with another bango.
How sick is that wave?
Look at this. Wow. That first turn, too, was just gorgeous.
Constructive interference. That's what it's called. When you get a wave that goes together and wedges together, and this is what happens on this wave. Look at that. Just perfect barrel. That's the kind of one you draw in your school books. Offshore winds. Oh, butter. And then... nice exclamation, just straight up vertical hit.
Ezekiel Lau on the replay, Strider.
Looks like he's got a speedy down the line wave, goes vertical, slams the door shut on the inside. He'll like it. A lot of action out the back, though. Look at this, Pete.
Well, Zeke again, this time going to the barrel.
And when we look at, you know, the contrast between your good scores and Jordy's scores, how much of an advantage is being a local here this morning?
You know what, France, honestly, I don't think there's so much local advantage.
And to be the next representative of Newcastle, what'd you call them, Nova Scotia?
Novocastrians.
Yeah, Novocastrians.
Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia's in Canada. It's Novocastrians.
Here is the left.
Oh, let's see it. Layback.
Arcal finds it and finds the barrel, finds the exit. Looking to better his 2.83, which he's holding his scoreline. What do you think, Strider?
100%.
He's got instinct off the first look of it, looking out to sea. As we see, he does get pretty covered up. Not a long barrel, and not one that he would probably want to carry into his 2-wave total at the end of this one, but, you know, if it went flat, maybe. It hitched up by any means, and his nose was just on edge, just on the tip. And now, backhand from Raikal.
Yeah, you know what? The first turn was the money turn. Everything else looked like he was working for it on this wave. So we'll see how that thing gets rewarded, as the scores are yet to drift in for both Ryan Callinan and Ezekiel Lau, because these scores are going to dictate the outcome of this heat. 5 or better zone.
Ezekiel Lau draws off the bottom, big snap off the top, power from the Hawaiian, again, trip to the lip, and he's going to call for the ski.
So I feel like what happened here is that Ryan pulled the trigger thinking that that wave was going to be enough to get him a good, another solid number. I don't think it really got there as much as he would have anticipated taking off. But Zeke, I want to see him get rewarded for that maneuver there, because that was so on edge. It was 2 moves. He pulled it off. We haven't seen maneuvers go upwards into that good range yet. But that was a very committed maneuver in my eyes.
What the judges want to see, straight up into the lip right there. And that's, you know, the wave was heaving at that moment, where the full tube section, a lot of water moving. Judges are going to love the commitment to the lip line right there.
This, to me, is innovation and progression in the lip. That was a full acceleration in a very steep section. Laid the rail, the tail rail, everything there. And it's so hard to do what he just did there. Well, for a non-priority score, he'd be almost happy.
Ryan Callinan leading in the priority heat. Nice hook on the backhand yet again. Off the bottom, vert attack there. Great mechanics on display and flow from Ryan Callinan on the backhand. Difficult end section, and Arcal puts it down.
That was huge. And it doesn't matter now. Whatever I thought about that score flip-flopping, that was right there, the hammer. That's going to be the best wave. That was finally some oxygen.
Well, look at this wave. He well overhead and attacks that first section. Little bit of a chip off there, but this turn right here, money straight up vert, spray everywhere, and that smaller board. I love the fact that, you know, they made that decision, and I feel like it was a great one coming off the end of this heat here, because that was excellent surfing, and it looked like he was on edge.
Off of that, too, is that he made it look easy on edge, right? That's the key as well.
Here comes Ezekiel Lau fighting back, looking for the barrel, finds the cavern, long stretching section. Ezekiel Lau punches through for an exit, punches up in the lip, and answers back.
What a heat.
Callinan.
What a heat. This is sick. Right here in the back half, the last few minutes, we get barrels, we get turns. This is sick.
Good times here at the Quick Heat Pro. He's going to get back out maybe to catch another wave. But look at this, Pete. I mean, the slow down, wait for it, drive through the barrel, looking for the exit, pops out the end, and then gets a turn in to finish. Exclamation point. I like it.
Yeah, that was an intense wave. You see, watch his tube riding skills as he gets into that barrel. We'll see it again.
The first quarterfinal is set between Jeremy Flores and Ryan Callinan.
Callinan back up to his old tricks.
Peter, and when we come back, we're going to have Joe and Potts making the call.